Hey guys, my name is Ashley Smith and I am a top 10 coach for Beachbody, and I have the pleasure today of talking to you about social media and kind of just why it's important to utilize every different mode of social media to really maximize your success in your business. Now, I say that and it doesn't mean that you have to use, every single platform, because that's just too much, and honestly, it might not be, for your niche. But there is a very important part of what we do as coaches, and that is sharing our story and our journey really effectively with people. So personally, I tried to do Snapchat, wasn't really my thing, so I kind of took it out. I tried to do Pinterest and really add things to my Pinterest boards, and again, wasn't really my jam. I more so use that for my challengers. If those two modes of social media are part of your jam and you're really good at working them, then use those. But for me personally, I use Instagram, I use Facebook, and I have a like page. And Instagram, I use my Insta stories as well. So I'm going to kind of go into all those and talk about just why it's important to kind of, spread yourself out among your social media pages. So obviously the two big ones that we use are Instagram and Facebook. And so because of that, it's important to kind of use them both, and they both work for different things. So as a new coach, you are signing up, you're getting started, and your biggest hurdle to get over, the biggest thing that you need to start doing is just starting to get into your own journey and sharing about it. And it can seem really scary and really overwhelming, but I promise it's very, very simple. So I'm going to give you kind of some ideas and some tools, and just also kind of the importance of why you need to use both Instagram and Facebook, and then any other mode that you also want to use. So Instagram and Facebook are definitely the two biggest areas that you can really grow your business as far as social media goes. With Instagram is easy. You can post a picture with a very small caption. It doesn't have to be huge, and it can be something that's pretty impactful. There's a lot of things that you can do with Instagram, as well as using your stories. Your Insta stories is an amazing opportunity, just like Snapchat, but for me, it's all in one place, and Insta stories is getting huge lately. So when you use your Insta story, it is a chance for you to be the real you. It's a chance for people to see you outside of just the images that you're sharing every single day. So for me, I'm a mom of two little kids under 2, and so, my pictures and stuff can seem all like I've got it all together, or, they just look a little bit more put together and more polished. Well, the behind the scenes, when I do my stories every day, they see what my day is like. They see that I wake up early and I do my miracle morning. They see that I make breakfast. They see when I do my workouts. It's a great way for me to kind of give a sneak peek into my workouts. And so every day I put my workouts on my stories. I share about that. I share about mom life and just things with my kids. I share when I'm making recipes, and all of this kind of stuff is ways to just be really resourceful. It's also a really great way for you to kind of get outside of your comfort zone and just get comfortable with sharing with people. So for me, it's much less nerve-wracking for me to talk on my Insta stories than it is for me to go live on Facebook. I don't know why. I'm weird. I'm such an introvert. But so if you're here thinking, I'm such an introvert, I can't do any of this, number one introvert right here. I am so shy, but I promise that you can, and I promise it's super rewarding. So, but in my Insta stories, a lot of times too, I'll just turn it around and I'll talk to my friends, to my followers. I don't ever say like, I don't try to talk to the masses, but I literally just talk as if I'm kind of just doing like a journal entry, and I'm just kind of sharing with my girlfriends who are watching my story, who are investing in my life. Now, one great reason why you're going to do that on your Insta story is because Instagram shows you who it is that you're talking to. They show you who's watching your story, who's viewing you. So when you're going to do your power hour, this is a great place for you to see who's been watching your stories consistently. If you're being a successful coach, you would be tracking those people. So jot down their names and put them into an Excel spreadsheet. And as you start seeing every day who's watching your stories, those people who are pretty consistent, those are great people for you to reach out to and send a message and see if they're interested in something, see if they want to join you in a free group or challenge group. Those are great people. Those are people who are invested in your life, and they're following you for a reason. They're interested, they like you, they vibe with you. And so, really cherish that and maximize that. Go in and talk to them, create a relationship with them. And that's a really, really simple way to do a power hour, by looking at those people that are following your stories. It's a great option for you. Now, so aside from Insta stories just being a great place to just let people be, let people see who you really are, that is what builds that connective tissue between you and your audience. It allows them to connect with you and feel your personality. I could sit here and just write out a whole list of tips for you, but you wouldn't get it as well as me sitting here sharing them with you. You get to see my smile and you get to see me sharing with you, verbally, and it makes it a lot more real. Same thing for the people who are following you and who will eventually be joining you as coaches and challengers. So be real, but be positive. Don't use it as a place to, vent and be negative. Even though you are able, we want you to be real and raw with what you're doing. There's also a very important part of being professional and being, just kind of adding that silver lining on what you're going through. Not saying that life needs to be perfect, but we are here to inspire and empower and encourage other people. So really, as you're working on your personal development and working on your own self, really be sharing that. I've had a lot of family stuff go on in the last couple of years, and it's been stuff that has just really brought me down at times, but I use that as a way for me to just share and be able to really talk to people and be inspiring to them and encourage them in whatever place they're at, because my story might meet them in a place where they are. So stories on Instagram are a great way to connect with people. Now, so you're posting on Instagram too, you're posting pictures. One thing that is really important is just kind of be consistent. Use the same kind of filter. If you're going to do square pictures, do square pictures. If you're going to do videos, do videos. But just kind of make it have this nice flow to it so that when people come there, they see you. There's a couple girls that I follow who use this extremely light filter where everything looks almost black and white. That's her jam, and that's how her stuff looks, and it looks so neat and clean. Some people are really bright and vibrant, so all their pictures are going to be bright and inviting, and that should be consistent throughout. There shouldn't just be a random black and white picture, right? It should kind of vibe so that people see kind of, what your style is, and they're going to connect with that. So as you're posting on Instagram, there is a fancy little button where you can say post immediately to Facebook, but I want to challenge you to not do that. I want to challenge you to just copy your wording from your Instagram post, or if you did Facebook first, vice versa, but copy your post and then you're going to copy and paste it into Facebook. Now, when you're on Facebook, again, this is a great place, and you probably have a different market on Facebook. For me, Instagram has been a much more successful place for me to build relationships with people that are outside of my market, outside of my immediate audience that I just had coming in as a coach. Then on Facebook, it's a lot more friends and family and maybe friends of friends, where it just seems a little bit more personal, a little bit more warm to me. And I see their faces more. On Instagram, it's a little bit trickier because it's kind of just seeing their tiny little profile picture. But on Facebook, it's a little bit of a different audience. So for me, I always kind of keep in the back of my head, I know that a lot of these people are my friends and family and friends of friends. And so that network is kind of a little bit different. But I still post on Facebook. I post the same thing on Instagram and on Facebook. And what I also do is I also post it over to my like page. Now, as a new coach, you can go one of either way, and it's really not going to make or break you. If you want to start out and you want to make a Facebook like page, go for it. If you don't and that overwhelms you, don't do it. Don't do it yet. Wait a couple months until you get your feet wet. But if you are going to create a like page, create it with the mindset that you are just basically going to be filling it up with the posts that you're already making on Facebook, so that when it comes time, a year or 2 years into your business, like myself, this year I just started doing stuff with my like page. Okay, that's 2.5 years into the business. You will start actually being able to use that page, whether it's, boosting an ad or creating an ad or boosting a post and trying to kind of use, put a little bit of your money that you're making as a coach back into that page to kind of push it out to more people than just your warm market. When it comes time for that, then if you've had a like page and you've just been filling it with posts, then that's a great option for you, because you've just been filling it with good content, so that when somebody does come to that page down the road, they see all this awesome stuff, good recipes, posts, motivation, your lifestyle, videos of your workouts, things like that, so that it's just filled with really good content. But you're not going to do anything with that as a new coach, okay? So there's two options for you, and either one is fine. Half of, the people that I was trained with when I was a new coach did not create one, and then I was told to create one, so I did. So, it kind of just goes either way. It's up to you. But the important thing is that you are spreading your story out among different platforms of social media. Facebook is a great place for your warm market. Once you run out of your warm market, your friends and your family, what are you going to do? You need to be sharing your story elsewhere, which is when the like page comes into play, or Instagram, which you've been doing over and over and over again by just sharing those same posts in both platforms. So while it is important to be on one or the other, there's a couple of things that I also want to say about that. When you are creating a Facebook page, so a lot of times new coaches will get really excited, but they're very scared to post on their regular page because they don't want to show all their friends and family what they're doing. They don't want to get any kind of judgment or anything. And while I understand that, you guys, you started this business for a reason. You wanted to be here for a reason. So own it. Own it. Who the heck cares if they don't like what you're doing or they don't support you? I promise you that in a couple months they will end up supporting you because they're going to be so inspired by you. But be proud of what you have to share. It doesn't mean you have to go around posting, really ridiculous pictures in just a sports bra and shorts. Doesn't mean that you have to do that if you're not comfortable with that. Just post you and share your story. Share the workouts that you're doing. Share the meals that you're making. Share the motivation that you're finding in your life, the inspiration you're finding in your life because of your personal development books that you're reading. Those are all really awesome things to share and post about to really be able to connect with your audience. But while you're doing that with your warm market, I really encourage you to share on your main page. Don't just go create a like page, a separate page, a fitness page, and only post on there. Do you know why? Because you don't have an audience there yet. You have to ask people to go and follow that page, which a lot of times translates to not very many, because a lot of people don't want to follow groups or follow pages. So that's where it's really powerful to share your story on your main page and filter it out. If there's a post that you really don't want everybody to see, then make it just for your friends only, not public. Maybe it's something that needs to go just for Instagram. A lot of people feel more comfortable sharing fitness related things on Instagram, or maybe a sweaty selfie or pictures in their sports bra and shorts to really show progress of your midsection. Whatever it is, then go ahead and maybe share that stuff on Instagram and kind of, pick and choose what you want to share on Facebook. That's fine, but use your main social media pages. Don't go create separate accounts. Don't create a separate Instagram or separate Facebook. People need to be able to see what you're already doing, and you are selling yourself short if you already have a following on each of those pages, whether it's just a couple hundred people. You already have an audience. You already have friends to connect with. And so you don't count yourself short, and don't make it harder for yourself by creating a whole separate page, okay? Then on Instagram, a couple things that I want to say about Instagram too, and this is just kind of tips and things. When you are creating your post, creating long posts on Instagram where it's completely like one long paragraph and not broken up at all, people will scroll past that. So get in there and share your story, but break it up a little bit. One of the ways that people ask me this all the time, so I wanted to put this in here for Instagram, is that when you're making your posts in there, to kind of make it section by section, and this is what I do, what you will do is you'll basically write out your sentence and put a period. Do not space after that, but enter down. Put some kind of symbol, a period or a line or something. Don't space after that. Enter again, and then start writing your next sentence. So you're basically going to write your words out, put a form of, a period or something. Don't space after any character, and continue just entering down until you're ready for your next line. And that helps a lot to kind of keep it nice and slick. But you guys, basically, this video may seem like it's easy peasy, like okay, I get it, I got to share my story, but it really is important to spread yourself out among all these social media platforms. Social media is constantly changing, and if you don't evolve with it, they're not going to show your stuff. There is very, very, very particular and smart algorithms, and so they're putting these things out there, and the people that are utilizing them are going to be shown to more people, are going to be able to get their stuff out there in a more successful manner. So on Instagram, post your stuff, put some hashtags on there, get specific. Then when you're on Facebook, use Facebook, create your posts, tag people in them, share them, ask people to put takeaways on there, ask people to share them and like the post so that it gets it out there in your newsfeed more. The stories and the My Day on Facebook, utilize those, use those, because Facebook has put them there. They want people to be able to get that raw sense and feeling of your day, just like you can on Instagram with your Insta stories. If you're not using Insta stories, you are missing out. That is like probably 75% of where I get a lot of my interaction with some of my newest challengers and coaches is in those Insta stories, because they see me drinking Energize and making my Shakeology in the blender and showing step by step what it is, things that I'm not going to post every single day. So the way that you can really share about your lifestyle as a coach without every day posting a sweaty selfie and a workout and your Shakeology and your healthy meal and your personal development book and your Energize and Recover, without posting all those things in an actual post every single day. That's where the behind the scenes stuff comes into play. Your Insta stories and the day and the, my story or whatever it's called on Facebook, being able to do those. And I kind of just create a healthy balance between letting people see the behind the scenes, because that's what I consume and that's what I work out to and do all those things every single day, but I don't have to actually post about it every single day. I get to use it in the behind the scenes of my stories, or Snapchat if you use Snapchat. So basically, you guys, it is your job as a coach. 90% of your job is being on your own journey and simply sharing about it. So every single day when you are working out and drinking your Shakeology and using any of the other supplements and really putting into practice your personal development that you're learning, and hanging out with your kids and doing things that are your hobbies, pick and choose what you want to share in an actual post, and then the other stuff, let people see you doing that behind the scenes in these different platforms where you can share the real life side of you. That's what lets people into your life. That's what lets people connect with you, and ultimately that's what leads to that connection that turns into a challenge pack sale or a coach sign up, and somebody else on your team to help you live out your mission to empower and inspire others to live happy and healthy lives. So I hope that helps a little bit. It's important to get your story out there. So use the social media, use the different things that they are giving to you so that you can effectively get your story out there and reach as many people. Don't make it more than it needs to be. Don't try to make different posts for Instagram and Facebook and your Facebook like page and Snapchat. Dude, save them on Instagram. Instagram stories, you can save all of your stories immediately once you make them. Save them, re-upload them to Facebook on the Facebook stories and My Day part. And then on Instagram and Facebook, post the same picture. Yes, you can maybe alternate, times of when you post on different days, but go ahead and save yourself the time and add those up there. That is so important for you to be consistent. I would say on Instagram, if you're just posting at least really good posts, posts that are not just like, here's a picture of my shake and like hashtag Shakeology, not that, but give some meaning behind it. Give some reason why you're posting this picture, this reason why you're sharing about this workout, because it's awesome and it's athletic and it has really helped you learn X, Y, and Z about yourself. Sharing really valuable things. I would say on Instagram, if you can aim to post even just 3 times a day minimum, that is perfect. And Facebook, same thing. Get really good. Less is more, but you want to have more valuable posts than just fluffy posts to fill up your feed with. I'm looking back now 2.5 years into my business and seeing things that I posted when I was a newer coach. And I would just kind of post random things as I had to get those 5 posts out a day or 7 posts. And a lot of times there was stuff in there that really just didn't need to be there. It just was like, okay, great, she posted that picture, and I guess how many likes I got? Very, very, very few. So what I've been testing out now as a more seasoned coach is posting just something really, really good and vulnerable, and just kind of getting one layer beneath the surface and doing it only 3 or 4 times a day, if that, sometimes even 2 if it's crazy mom life over here. And that gets way more likes and way more interaction than probably some fluffy post of a picture of my salad that I didn't even give the recipe to. So really be choosy with what you share. I challenge you guys, as you take away from this video, I challenge you to, yes, go get ready to post on all these modes of social media, but get ready to, you start here, but I want you to go here and get underneath the surface and really figure out what it is that you can share about to connect with people. Maybe it's that you're a single mom recently and it's really, really hard. Or maybe that you struggle with an eating disorder for a long time and you're finally starting to conquer it. but you're afraid to share about it, start talking about that. Maybe it's that you've got a lot of really crappy life situations going on, but you're going to try to just make it seem like everything's all together. I challenge you to share about that and let somebody else connect with you that feels that same way. Maybe you're struggling with postpartum depression or prepartum depression. There's so many things that we struggle with in our lives that we're so afraid to share about. But why? You've made the decision to choose to be a coach and to sign up and say, okay, I'm going to be my best self and I'm going to help others do it too. And your social media, you guys, that is your platform. And Beachbody is the tool for you guys to use to actually be able to help those people once they come to you. But your social media, your pages, your Instagram, your Insta stories, your Facebook, that is your platform to share your story, to be able to find out one thing that connects with other people. So I challenge you to really dig deep and dig just one layer below where you are right now. Get just a little bit deeper, a little bit more uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable, then I promise you you're doing the right thing. And I promise you that you are growing. And I promise you that you're going to connect with somebody. And I promise you that you're going to get likes on your pictures and interactions on your pictures and shares on your pictures, because that's what people want. They want to know that they're heard and that they're connected with, and that somebody out there is resonating with them where they are, that they're not alone. And that's your job as a coach, is to find those people, connect with them, and use the tools that Beachbody has to help them. Okay, so get out there and share your story. Pick one or two modes of social media that you love, I would say two, and really just own them. Make it simple for yourself. Do the same thing on all of them, but get your story out there and be consistent every single day. Don't just show up some days and not show up other days. I promise people know, and they will start to wonder why you're not showing up, and that puts a little slit in that thread of trust that you guys have created together. The minute you start not showing up and then not showing up again, and then there's a few days where you don't show up, and then you come back for a month, but then you're off again, that really breaks that trust with your audience. So no, you don't have to be perfect, and no, you don't have to be on all the time, but be consistent, little bits over the course of time on all your modes of social media, and I promise that it will pay off. Okay, hope that helped, and I will talk to you guys soon.